Hello, hello, hello. So, today, we've made it to 5th zone of Dawntrail. We drove a train into an enemy encampment, had an epic action movie cutscene, went into a dungeon, defeated one of the commanders who revived himself after death, then beat him again, and now we're here, looking at whatever the fuck that is. It doesn't make sense. That tower, was it always there? No, definitely not. Nor the wall over there. The material's not something we use in Doral. It's closer to what we saw at the gate of the Golden City, or those mechanical soldiers. Such a massive structure couldn't possibly have been built in so short a time. Perfect time! Then I'm inclined to assume we've been transported to another location. Or perhaps... Well, speculation will avail us not. We need to learn more before we can draw conclusions. Let's take a look around then. It's time for the new zone ritual, and that is... Let me unlock some nodes. No trees or lush vegetation. Barren. The fields be barren. What about rocks? Do you have any rocks? No rocks? Well, I see my low-level gatherers aren't wanted here. They'll be back for you. Yes, Alani. Oh, since you're in the chat, would you mind letting me know, do you hear that infernal screeching behind me when I speak? That looks like a train station, doesn't it? That must be Yasalani Station, where the passengers disembarked. Then perhaps we'll find someone to talk to there. Let's go and investigate. I see. That would be my fridge, making a lot of noise. A whole lot of noise. Enough noise that it's cutting through the noise cancellation box that is around my microphone. XP, XP! I don't actually care for the XP, I just want the stones. Started to buy collect gemstones for 3 seconds of work. What does the new trait do? Enhanced Troubadour 2. 15% damage reduction. Always and forever. Gotta do the MSQ on the Bard. And then I do the side content on the Warrior. And then when the Warrior's too high level to do side content on, I do it on the Sage. Which is also... I did like 2 roulettes at noon and it gave me like 1.5 levels. It's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure this is Yasalani Station. But from the state of it, I'd swear it was abandoned years ago. I'm not sure what to make of this. We should look around a bit more. I did have a previous theory that once he goes through the gate, Zoraal actually ends up living like 1,000 years or something, like time acceleration up the wazoo, which would make this whole situation make a little bit more sense as well. Find a train turntable. The thick layers of rust suggest it hasn't been used in years. Tracks are heavily rusted. It would seem they haven't been tended to for a long while. Oh, actually, I should do the smart thing. Wom, 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 wom. Building is a rotten husk. It has clearly been many years since anyone lived here. Finished poking around, have you? Let's gather everyone then. I want you all to take a look at this. It's one of the mechanical soldiers. Long since broken, apparently. But I'd say its presence confirms this is indeed Zoraal domain we're in. Oh, it has a little face. The other soldiers didn't have a little face. What about the rest of you? Did you learn anything? So all evidence suggests this is Yassolani Station. Aye. And I've no doubt we're in Yassolani, but I don't understand why these buildings are so run down. They were completed barely a year ago. For new structures to deteriorate and enormous ones to appear in a flash, if I didn't know better, I'd say time flows differently here. Is such a thing even possible? We've encountered this phenomenon before, as it so happens. Though it may be difficult to believe, our world is but one of several. In some respects, they are similar to one another, but in others, wholly different. We call them reflections. Simply put, the rift between dimensions causes time to flow at a different pace in each world. While hours pass in one, years may have come and gone in another. But if this is Yassolani, then we should still be in the source. The flow of time should be synchronized. I'm not sure I follow all this talk of reflections and dimensions. But if Erenville says this is Yassolani, then it must be. Your village is a little further along, right? Erenville! Oh. Yes, it's a short distance to the northwest. Let's head there then. Let's head there then. But yeah, I'll get it. Let's head there next then. Rather than talk theory, it's always better to confirm things firsthand. May I be of assistance? It's still functioning? It doesn't seem to be hostile, at least. Perhaps we can ask it some questions. Can you tell us where we are? Unable to confirm credentials. Please present citizen identification. Unable to confirm credentials. Confirm. Confirm. Seems it's broken after all. Too strange by half. Let's leave it be and get going. Are those lightning rods? Would you accompany me for a moment? There's something I wish to investigate. Rahalad Mibawabe. Alright, let's go find that ether current. Yeah, surely it's not that dangerous. Look at these guys. They're just there to chop up some vegetables. Into the unknown. Wait, southeast. No. I foiled myself. On that second, yeah, it's definitely on that chunk. God damn it. Alright. Try number 2. Into the slightly less unknown. Wait, where is... I'm gonna be so mad if it's up on that thing. I don't think it is. I don't think that thing's above me. Earth? Oh! Well. I was doubly a fool then. Nope. Just pretend I'm not here, sir. I don't have space to fight you. Not physical space, and certainly not space in my XP bar for you. It's a crowded dance card. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, that's definitely... I also immediately assumed Life a Tree, which does make me think, oh, if my... So my first theory is that the thing that the soldiers were absorbing from the people was their souls. Their souls and something else. I don't know what the second thing is. And then this thing looks like the Life a Tree. So I am forced to conclude that this thing is controlling the flow of souls in the area. So if someone dies, their soul like gets absorbed back into that thing or something. And then maybe, potentially, those robots are like robot shells with souls in them. Something. That's my cooking. Look there. The lightning appears to be drawn to those pole-shaped structures over yonder. The design suggests there's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go and take a closer look. $275? Why, that's practically right next to me. It's probably gonna be on that hill over there. Or, like, down there, under the bridge. Or on the bridge. One or the other. This material appears to be the same as that used in the mechanical soldiers and warships. On closer inspection, it appears to bear fine etchings. Rather reminiscent of arcane runes, these. I suspect they're not merely decorative. I would posit it's used to harness lightning as a source of energy. Quite impressive technology. I'll share this observation with Ishola. For a blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Thanks for accompanying me. Let's head to the village and find the others. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around for a little bit. just so I can get on top, and that way I can check the ether current, and if it's on top, I'll be there, and if it's not on top, I can jump down. What the hell is that thing? Oh, it's a mount. I have that mount. I shouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it makes sense to assume the life of trees somewhere in this game because the pre-order bonuses was all FF9 and Viper is clearly a Zidane class. And the first half basically hasn't had anything. So it's like, there's some FF9 hiding somewhere, and I'm betting this is it. Where's... Oh, there it is. Even more west. It's probably on the other side of the world. So for now, into the unknown. Good. Behold the hacks. Boom, instantly full. What in the world? So I love this set of gear. Like, the fashion in this expansion has been killer. All killer, no filler.
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
I had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
Hello? Is that Midion's voice actress?
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the
Okay,
shadows.
yeah. That does sound different. That first intonation,
has
though.
told me a great deal about you.
Hold up, excuse me?
Sorolcha.
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria.
Excuse me?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Well, we found the FF9.
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Zorulja holds that title, and together do we reign.
Then you are both behind the attack on Tulishola.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Zorulja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I. It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it. A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
It's been 5,000 years!
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasolani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know.
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself. What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliolol suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliolol. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the First. Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
Yeah, we gotta do it for the lad.
You're right.
The Aaron lad.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tuliolol?
Noble Wooklamart, shall we dispense with the formalities? I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zeralja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolul.
I like that her hair forms Diabolo's mandible horns.
So he alone is to blame.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Wonderful! If you would follow me.
It is weird that she has a, like, shoulderless top and yet has a clasp collar. I take it there will be trouble if Zeralja hears of this.
Is that concern or suspicion? If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course, but you do strike me as the most capable here.
There's a chart you can make somewhere of, like, Medion's voice, Sphyn's voice, and Ryan's voice. East. I'll be right back, I say. Don't worry about me. I got things to do. Go adventure! Oh, it better not be up there. I said it better not be up there. No. Game Y. Oh, I also need to clear out. Okay. Why it gotta be like this game? Wom, 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 wom. Let's go just enough into this little crevice here to trigger the map discovery. Thing. A little bit. Go. 276. That's really close. Fine. Astute observers may understand why I am still only here in the MSQ. The other reason is I play 4 to 5 hours a day where I'm not doing any MSQ at all. But I'll blame it on the ether currents. That's a B rank. I really hate the Catapleps because it's like maybe my most the enemy that I hate the most fighting in Final Fantasy V, and I've done 2 4-drop Fiestas lately. So I see them and I'm like, ooh, I hate you. Alright, 500, that's enough for me to feel secure and not doing it. Get this pet. Go forth, Raoul. I've decided that my Wool's canonical experience is that he's left all his mounts at home. He has only brought his trusted Chocobo. There from day one. It's a new adventure. A new region, new monsters, new gym leaders with 8 new badges. It would be important for me to get 6 fates, huh? I already have 5. I don't think I'm gonna get to that one before it's done. Definitely not making it before it's done. I'm gonna try. I forget if you need a gold rank or if like tagging it, hitting it for 2 or 3 times and getting a silver rank is okay. We'll see. I've definitely had it happen in a previous zone where like my fate progress wasn't advancing because I had like 2 silver ranks. But then on my 6th fate, it gave me like it advanced the progress by 3 fates all at once. I was like, oh, okay, sure. So it might count, sort of, halfway. Anyways, let's just show up and do my burst. Let's just use all the big boom boom abilities. Oh, it's actually going down way slower than I thought it would. I guess I can dot it. My ventures. McRafting. As soon as I unlock another Aetherite, I'll go back. Gold rank. Oh, yeah. God damn it, there's one right there. Now, some may think it is folly to just be doing some fates instead of performing the MSQ. And those people would completely be forgetting the fact that you can get a pretty noticeable movement speed increase by completing 6 fates and paying 80. It's 80? Not that many gems. Let me ride my bird. Hi, MSQ time. Three fates. I think it goes without saying, but we're not going to trust her just like that, right? Any way you look at it, a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere, proclaiming herself a queen, is suspicious. Eighth Umbral Calamity. That's being... Sure, why not? Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sphene as well. Puts it about here. Those look sick. Hope those are mount. I like these agricultural light misters. I trust you have. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Tyrell. They're completely different from ours. I've got no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Tyrelli have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electrope has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. What? Electrope. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you'd follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. Truly, I just want to unlock this. I just want to unlock the scripting stage. Bring me to solution 9 already. This is really sick though. This whole zone is like incredibly cool. Oh, I just realized Solution 9 is almost certainly going to be a crossover city zone, kind of like Alamigo.
Here we are.
These song cues
Though
are
you'll
criminal.
doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Like, so many of these music cues in this zone are like laser fucking focused.
Queen Sphene? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The queen has come!
Kind of wish it was like over their heart instead of on their head.
You look well
It looks so
back, Renee.
goofy.
And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Lamachi.
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people.
too kind-hearted
And I should
queens.
like to know them as best
Now
I
this
can,
is eerie.
even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put. And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve, Wuk-Lamat, and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
I hope at some point.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young.
I hope that during this zone, or one of these last two zones,
Where are my
they give us
manners?
a fake one of
I
these
am
things
Popone,
to wear,
a leader of
and
sorts
they put
of
it in the
people
headgear
living out here.
accessory slot, so we can just wear it over our clothes.
Popone? That is a ton of Dawntrail to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
Oh, I've been pronouncing that completely wrong. Kakiwa.
I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Oh. Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Popone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not...
30 years is nothing. Holy shit. I thought it was gonna be like 400.
30 years? As in
I
30
mean, you
years
know,
in the
it's
past?
definitely like, oh wow, shit, 30 years, but...
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
"30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
Meaning this is a piece of another reflection.
I cannot say for certain, but I strongly suspect that to be the case. And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sphene, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine, and that's enough for me.
Ooh. Starsfeed, we have pressing matters to attend to. And those are... So while I've been doing my off-stream stuff, only part of what I've been doing has been grinding for materials. Part of that's been done by my retainers, but as you can see, I do have a fair chunk. This is the real thing, the real MVPs. This is what my fucking retainers have been getting. Like, oh my god, all-stars. I should drop 100k and just get their gear higher, but I am a little lazy. Continue your dark deeds. Yes, yes. Hunt down the population of Silver Lobos. Bring me their hides. I don't know how I feel about the term heritage found. It doesn't ring a bell off the cuff, but it sounds like the kind of thing like Ultima Thule that the second you look into it, you go, oh no, why would you localize it this way? It just has that vibe. Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. You went to such lengths that our culture could coexist, even doing so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Turali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Turali have learned a great deal from one another, and I'm sure there's much you wish to learn as well. So please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. If you have questions about the localization of Ultima Thule, I dearly invite you to Google the term and notice that it has quite a history. That's not a word, it's not a word that they plucked out of the ether. It's a word that means a thing, and has been used to mean a thing in the past. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. UP is Halo, it's called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. Guess we're off to UP is Halo. Forsooth, there is a little man's stone trader. You now have access. I have access, but not the thing I want. Northwest there. Yeah, it seems reasonable to grab before the next MSQ. Maybe? Unless it's directly on the other side of the wall, in which case I will be sad. No, I think it might be. It definitely is. Boo! I'll be back for you. Allow me to introduce you to Mausa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Oh, and she's wearing the Fieldkeep's pants. I love those. Queen's Fane, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I'm come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's alright. Now see, you tell me, check towards Solution 9 if there's an opening. I don't know where Solution 9 is because I'm not there in the game yet. So, the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of host would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? You know me too well, Mausa. I thought to seize the opportunity to see how the farmers are, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. Detail that I just realized, she's wearing flats, which is surprisingly rare in this game. It would appear we have her permission, so please, walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead. I'll keep Sveen company. Don't misunderstand. I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point. Be sure not to let me out of your sight. They are cute together. I said it as a joke earlier, but really, this is Yuri. I shall remain under Wooklamat's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. Flat levels appear to be fine. As for the power source, you wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. Land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work. But honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. I'll be right back, MSQ. I must continue my quest. My quest to earn 5% faster movement speed. You will be the fastest bird of them all, Raoul. Here we go. Focus. Speed. You are speed. You are the lightning. What the fuck is this thing? Northwest, huh? Wait. What? Oh. I thought that wall was a lot taller than it is. It's because I just didn't have it unlocked on my map. And how fortuitous for there to be a thing up here. Raoul, follow me into battle, my mighty steed. I know you've talked about the Lightning McQueen Lamb, but if you mean something that you've done in this expansion, no, you have not. On the one hand, extremely tempted to just... Oh! A tank has arrived! Huzzah! Ignore this guy, go pull like a billion dudes. Let me do AoE. Do your godly duty as a tank and make life easier for me, a DPS. This tank does not have threat active. I'm going to die. Oh no, I made a mistake. I suppose they might not be a tank. They might just be like a million demons. Honestly, it's wild to me. I've seen tanks and healers not do great, and I'm just sitting there being like, they gave us so many incredible tools, but the thing you gotta remember is that the average player of this game is not good. That is just true of all MMOs at all times. And we get used to people who are okay, because that's the only people who play 7 months after a patch comes out. Now the AoE enmity thing, it's less because tanks are bad, and it's more because Pictos have like black mage level of damage, except compressed into a 5-second window, and they keep doing it when you're on the first pull, when you're trying to pull 3 packs at once. That's why they're increasing AoE damage. Or not AoE damage, but AoE enmity. Because there is a lot of those pulls where when the Pictomancer goes off, it is just truly untenable. I found the ether current. Huzzah! I think it's about the same distance. I was going to teleport, but I think it's actually the same distance and or shorter, if I don't. I will teleport over here and complete my last fate that I need? No, 2 more. Still. Let me in on the fun too. I feel like there's no way I make it there in time if this group is going from here to there, but mayhaps. This will also be a good chance to see if, like, this last one didn't count. It was a bronze clear. If this is a gold clear, or silver clear, I guess, because, oh, I might not even make it on time. No, wait for me. You monsters. I bet you complained about blue mages. No! AoE, AoE, AoE. Just put as many numbers as possible on the board. I didn't even get a completion medal. My god. Wow. And I slapped some targets. I used like 7 abilities and hit targets. God. Yeah, I'll do some MSQ, and if something pops up like right next to me, I guess. Because clearly I'm not getting in on anything while the flying parties are around. If unless it spawns like right next to me. Into the unknown. I have some questions regarding your farming. Oh, an unfamiliar face. You gather this is your first time on site then? Well, this here is the storehouse, or rather the entrance. Real storehouse is underground, much more spacious, and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electrope complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there, find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. You're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. That true? So it is. Which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. Setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at UP's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending to the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but job's a job. Well, I need to get back to it. It's nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. I see. Okay, well this time we have a winner because it's not started and it's right next to a teleport point. Oh no! I only need 8 turn-ins for gold on this. Oh god. If I can tag these and get the drops. Oh, that person's going to die. Oh wait, never mind. Ah shit. Nope, this is a bad situation. Alright, so now I officially have enough for max contribution. And this is why these fates are the superior ones. Fine. You asked for it. You will get to see the DPS of a shiny god. As soon as this batch is done, I'm turning them in and I'm leaving. I really like that they made Barrage Ready and Hawkeye different props this time. 22! That's like 3 times what I needed. Alright. If I'm lucky, I can maybe hit that one. Be out of combat. I'm so far away. Have it. Wait a second. Oh, that's actually my last one I need. So once that's complete, I guess all I need to do is sit next to this guy. I should have waited and completed it with them. I was a fool. Someone needs to finish their turn-ins. It's gonna complete it, and then they're gonna... Take a minute. There it is. 1 more minute until faster mount speed. You know what? While we wait for that minute, now it's a perfect time for me to stop the recording for YouTube.